Okay, we're ready to go.
All right, I'll go ahead and bring everybody over, and then you can swear everybody in, and then we'll bring them in one by one.
Okay.
Okay, we've got everybody in the courtroom now. The judge is going to go ahead and swear everybody in, go over the instructions for today, and then we're going to bring everybody over case by case.
Okay, good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
My name is Lance Consino. I'm Justice of the Peace here in Precinct 4, and we are here for an eviction hearing this morning. So I'm going to swear all plaintiffs, that is landlords or representatives of landlords, and tenants, defendants, in this morning, and any witnesses or anyone else who will be speaking to me. Remember that in cases of unpaid rent, the only defense is payment of rent. And we are prepared now to take the oath. If you'll raise your right hand, please. You solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
Yes.
I do.
Thank you.
Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and remove everybody back over to the waiting room, and then we will just start case by case. Okay, we'll go ahead and let's see. We'll do case number 135. It's Lixon and Michaels Reynolds against Orion Guzman. Okay, and I have the plaintiff here. His name is Michael Jin. The
Yes.
defendant was served and did not appear today.
Okay, so
Yes, this is Michael.
Michael, okay. And Mr. Guzman has not appeared today?
Correct.
Okay. And let's see, Mr. Michael?
Yes, sir.
Is it Michael? Is it your first name, Michael?
This is my nickname, Mike. My legal name is a Chinese name spelled Xiaoguang.
I see. Okay, no problem. Then I'll just call you Michael. And Michael,
fine.
you are seeking to evict Ryan Guzman and all other occupants from 1103 Justice Avenue in Lubbock. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And on what grounds are you seeking this eviction?
Simply, they didn't pay the rent.
He has not paid the rent. Okay. Are you aware of any COVID declaration being signed?
They never gave me such a document. my understanding, that's quite okay. They're working.
I'm sorry, say that again. I didn't quite catch that.
Okay. Yes, sir. My understanding is they were working. Mr. Gosman was working for an organization, and he did not get any COVID.
He was trying to get aid. He was trying to get some aid to pay for that. Was he out of work?
No, he was working.
He was working at a job and he was also seeking aid. Is that correct?
They never tell me that they were seeking an aid. There's
Okay.
no
But he didn't.
evidence showing that to me.
Okay. You're not aware of any CDC declaration having been filed?
No.
No.
I
Okay.
understand they never filed it. Yes.
Okay. And I'm asking you that for your protection because the Texas courts do not have anything to do with the CDC declarations. That is between you and the tenant and potentially federal prosecutor. So,
Absolutely. I'm aware of that.
Okay, that sounds good. I'm showing a monthly rent of $1,100. Is that correct?
That is correct.
And how much in back rent are you seeking?
Last month, and then they didn't move out in the first of this month, and on the 5th, they text me they moved out. So on the contract says, even though they lived there a day in the month, we still calculate to the end of the month as a moving out date. So technically speaking, they owe me 2 months rent.
So that is $2,200?
Yes, plus the court filing cost.
That's correct. Okay. And you are asking for a judgment for $2,200 plus the court costs of $136. Mr. Guzman chose not to appear this morning, and I am setting the bond for appeal at $1,100. And I am signing that today, June 8th, 2021. Do we have any further business, sir?
No, sir.
Okay, then have a good day. Yes, sir?
Excuse me, sir. I do ask the court. I forgot the term. There's a fee I need to give to the court or some the county that they can put into a record. I do ask that.
Sir, if you have any questions like that, you can call the clerk's office after your hearing.
Oh, okay.
We're going to go ahead and remove
Thank you,
you
sir.
from the meeting. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, next one is going to be Wells Fargo Bank. I've got Claire Portis representing Wells Fargo, and it is an eviction against Robert Avalos, case number 139. And Robert Avalos was served in a timely manner and did not appear for court.
Okay.
Good morning, Your Honor. Claire Portis here for the plaintiff.
Yes, ma'am. Claire, okay. You are representing Wells Fargo.
That is
And
correct.
you are seeking to evict a Robert and Sophia Avalos and all their occupants from 2201 Urbana?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And on what grounds are you seeking this eviction?
The plaintiff owns the property. They've acquired it through a foreclosure sale.
Oh, I
and-
see. Okay, this is a, okay. Go ahead.
And then the court, the 237th District Court in Lubbock County on January 27th, 2021 awarded signed the order for a foreclosure or allowing foreclosure. There was a notice that was sent on April 28th of 2021 by certified mail and a first class mail. I've verified that the notice had been delivered on May 20th of 2021. And we subsequently filed this suit on May 19th of 2021. So we ask the court to grant possession of the property.
Okay. Then the judgment amount will be for $0 plus the court costs.
Yes, Your Honor.
And the bond for appeal, what is the approximate monthly mortgage amount?
I believe $1,000 a month.
Okay, then I'm going to set the bond for appeal for $1,000. And the eviction is granted, possession is granted, and bond is $1,000 for appeal. Do we have anything further this morning?
That's all, Your Honor. And then we just need to wait 5 days for a writ or to ask for a writ.
That's correct. Because we close at 4:30, that actually makes it 6 days. And so that extends it to a Tuesday. You can request a writ next Tuesday.
Thank you, Your Honor. That's all I've got for now.
Thank you.
Okay, next one is okay, I've got Sydney Holmes. Sydney Holmes is representing Escondido Apartment.
That's 140.
140 and 141. There's two of them.
Okay.
I'm sorry?
Sydney Holmes, can you hear me?
I don't really do these.
Yes, ma'am. I can hear you.
Okay, perfect. I've got you on. Looks like we have two cases with you, one against Eric Turley and one against Andrew Roberts. Both defendants.
Those aren't mine. I have a Jamie Caceres and a Dorian. What's his last name? Williams, I think.
Okay, let me put you back over in
Yes.
the waiting room. Sorry about that.
Oh, okay. Okay, it's okay.
No, we can go ahead and do those two. That's fine. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
do those 140 and 141. No, I'm sorry. 133 and 134.
She can help you with questions. Are you?
The first one is she's representing Roswell Korea,
Yeah, you can just do that.
and the defendant is a Doran
Yeah, Dorian Nellum.
Nellums. The defendant was served in a proper manner and did not appear for court today.
If you will let us know which one goes on.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, so I'm speaking with Sydney. And Sydney, you are representing Rosebell Correa.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you are seeking to evict Doiron Nelms and Danielle Vera
Yes.
and all other occupants from 1802 Elkhart.
Yes, sir.
On what grounds are you seeking the eviction this morning?
Unpaid rent. We have May and June. From what I understand, the tenants have moved out, but they do have some things there, and I'm not fully sure if they're out. So I wanted to just go ahead and have the eviction hearing just in case.
Okay. I'm showing a monthly rent of $650. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And I'm showing that neither defendant has appeared this morning.
No, sir.
Okay. The rent of $650 and you're asking for 2 months rent?
Yes. I'd like to ask for May and June.
And then let us know the ones that have it.
$1,300 is what you're asking for. And the eviction is granted and bond is set at 1 month's rent, $650. The judgment is for $1,300. And that is effective today, June 8th, 2021.
Agent / management company. on there. She was not able to get into all the property.
And let's see.
So she's gonna send us.
Finish up the paperwork on this, and then we'll go to the second case.
Okay.
Want to make sure that we get those tenants notice, all of them of their respective units of the unit to be done. She also has some other units she was able to get in because she was then both engaged on there. I want to
Okay,
specifically
then
listen to her saying, hey, look, these dead bolts
second
were
case,
engaged, and as a
you are
courtesy,
representing,
you know, they had to come back out anyways. However, she cannot get into the
Kristen?
property, you will be charged trip charge.
Kristen
for-
Turner Enterprises.
Kristen Turner.
The other
Okay.
thing too, that she thing,
And there is a Jamie Cazares.
Yes, and you're seeking to evict Jamie Morris, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
He's Here?
Yes, sir, he's on. Jamie Cazares, can you hear me? Jamie Cazares, I need you to unmute, please. It's your turn for your court hearing.
All right, I'm sorry.
Okay. Sydney, you're representing Turner Kristenek. Kristenek Turner Enterprises, I'm sorry, Kristenek Turner Enterprises, and seeking to evict Mr. Jamie Cazares, 3813 31st Street. On what grounds are you seeking this eviction?
I am seeking it on unpaid rent in both May and June.
So you are seeking, I'm showing a monthly rent of $850.
It is $850 in May, and we just recently had a rental increase, so June's rent is $950.
I didn't know I went increase on June to $950.
We sent a rental increase notice on April
Sorry,
22nd.
Please do not speak over me and speak to each other.
And someone has a whole lot of background noise. I need that to be non-existent because it's cutting everybody off on Zoom.
That might be me. Let me go into a conference room. I'm sorry.
Okay, thank you.
Just a minute.
Mr. Cazares, I'll allow you to speak in just a few moments. I just need to get the facts of the case from Ms. Holmes first, and then I'll listen to your testimony.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Okay, that's better. Ms. Holmes, the monthly rent is $850 for May, but the rent, you're saying the rent went up in June to $950?
Yes.
And was that per the rental agreement?
Yes, yes, it is. And we sent a rental increase notification on April 22nd of this year, 2021.
On April 22nd, okay. And was this at a specified time in the lease?
Yes, it was before we have to give a 30-day notice, and this was before the 30 days.
Okay. How long had the rent been at $850? And so how long into the lease was this rental increase?
We are about, I believe, a year in. I don't have my computer in front of me right now in this room, though.
Okay. Okay, so you are asking for $850 plus $950 for June.
Yes, sir. And that totals out to $1,800.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Cazares, it is time for you to present your defense. Do you have a defense this morning?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. For May, is it May? Yeah, May. The rent. I just been working a lot, and my mother-in-law passed away. Well, my ex-mother-in-law, and we're trying to get money for her burial and all that, so she can get buried. And I had to put in money on that too, which I totally forgot about the rent and all that. I was trying to pay I was trying to make a payment the other day, and they wouldn't let me. And I tried to do it again today to make a payment, but it won't let me do it today. So this morning when
who did you try with? How did you try to make the rent payment?
Well, I went to the CVS because they gave me a little thing to scan it. I was trying to go through with my bank, but my bank, since I opened a new bank account, they had to hold a check for 30 days for some reason. So I have cash, and I was trying to do it with cash instead of going to the bank and all that, so I can hear and pay it.
Okay. And were you in touch with the landlord about this?
No, sir. Well, I called this morning about it before. It was about 8-something o'clock when I tried to call, and they were supposed to have someone call me back about it.
You understand, sir, that being late on the rent is grounds for eviction. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
The fact that you are at this point in time, the 8th of the month, 2 months behind on making a payment is, of course, very good grounds for eviction.
Yeah, and see, this week is over. Well, the end of this week should be the end of the 30 days, but I can get my other check back for them holding it at the bank. So I get paid every 2 weeks.
All I can do is ask Ms. Holmes if you want to proceed with the eviction, because the grounds are there for the eviction. Do you want to proceed with it, or do you want to negotiate with Mr. Casares?
I would like to proceed with the eviction. I've been instructed by the owner of the property to do so.
Okay, then I am granting the eviction for the month of May, and I'm going to keep the rent at $850 for the month of June, just simply because I have no other. I have your testimony, which I could take. I'll go ahead and take your testimony on that. $1,800 is the judgment for May and June, and bond will be set at the number that we have for the May rent, which is $850.
Okay.
I mean, can you at least like help me out a little bit on that? Because I just barely got full custody of my child, and I've been going to court with that too, so that way I can get my son. And I finally have my son now with me. And I just like this whole month of May has just been, it's just been like hard because like with my ex-mother-in-law passing away, finding her deceased in her home for like, I guess she was in there for like almost 2.5 days before anybody else found her. And like, I just been trying to get everything situated with that and all that. I mean, this, of course, it's still hurt and all that about that. And it's just been a roller coaster and all that, especially going through court and all that with my son and all that, and finally getting my son back.
I understand that, sir, and I sympathize with you in going through all of that. I would remind you that forgetting to pay rent is not an excuse, and
Yeah.
unfortunately, the law is on the side of the landlord in terms of when they need to get paid, and so.
And since now I have a new bank account and all that, I wanted to try to do it where it's automatically taken out instead of me paying it like with cash or something like that. That way it's automatic taken out.
And that would be preferable to keep you from forgetting in the future.
Yes, sir.
You need to, of course, pay the rent that you owe, and you'll need to make other arrangements, or possibly throw yourself on the mercy of the landlord to see if you can work something out. But other than that, the court has no choice but to grant this eviction.
Okay. So I just need to talk to them or something?
Yes, you'll need to talk to them directly, and you'll need to do that obviously very quickly.
Okay. I have the owner's number. I have his number because I used to pay my rent through him. Okay. And then he switched over to I guess he had Coldwell Banker go and manage the properties.
You can go ahead and communicate with them directly then. As of today, this court hearing, you are evicted. The judgment is for $1,800. The bond for appeal is $850. And we are completed with that this morning. Thank you.
Thank you.
go ahead and remove both of you from the meeting.
Do they use it? Yep. A lot. $138 worth.
Okay, next one. We'll do the 140 and 141. I just clicked on the wrong person when I brought it over. So 140 and 141, we have Chelsea. It says Tigress X doing business as Escondido Apartments. Chelsea's with Escondido Apartments. And both, she has 2 cases, 140 and 141. Eric Turley and Andrew Roberts. Both defendants were served in a timely manner. Neither appeared for court today.
Okay. Okay, let's see. Is it Chelsea?
Chelsea, we need you to unmute. It's your turn for court, ma'am. Hello? Chelsea with Escondido Apartments? Are you able to hear us?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay, Chelsea, you are representing Escondido Apartments,
Yes, sir.
and you are seeking to evict Eric Turley and all other occupants from 6720 28th Street, Unit 602.
Yes, sir.
I'm showing a monthly rent of $1,195. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And on what grounds are you seeking the eviction this morning?
Non-payment of rent.
Non-payment of rent.
Yes, sir.
Are you aware of any CDC declaration having been filed?
Yes. No, not of it being filed.
Not of it being filed. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Just simply a courtesy of this court. Texas courts are no longer involved with that. However, it is between you and the tenant and potentially federal authorities, federal prosecutors on that.
Yes, sir.
How much in back rent are you seeking?
It's $21.90 right now, but I want to amend for May and June with a total of $45.80.
$45.80, and that is back rent alone.
Yes. Yes, only the rent. Yes, sir.
No other fees. Okay, good. $45.80. I'm showing that Eric Turley did not appear this morning. And on your testimony, I'm granting the eviction. Bond for appeal is set at $1,195. And the judgment is for $45.80 plus the court costs of $136. I'm signing that today, June 8th, 2021.
Okay.
$45.80. And bond $11.95. Okay. Then we are done with that case. The next case is you're seeking to evict Andrew Roberts.
Yes, sir.
And all other occupants from 6720 28th Street. Mr.
Yes, sir.
Roberts has not appeared this morning. On what grounds are you seeking the eviction this morning?
For a holdover.
For a holdover, okay. So no back rent is owed at this point.
It is, but I didn't know how that is. I didn't know how all that was. Because he filed in March for the non-payment of rent, and then he had paid, but he's out of his lease, and so we filed he paid half of it, and so after that, we weren't sure with the CDC, all that, and so we just did the holdover since he's not been he's out of his lease.
Has he done a CDC?
No, sir.
I'm not aware of any.
Didn't fill it out.
Pardon?
He was given one, but didn't fill it out.
Okay. He has not filled it out to your knowledge.
No, sir.
You can You can request a zero judgment, a $0 judgment, just the court costs if you would like. Is that what you would like to do then or not?
I'd like to have him pay it. I just didn't know how that works since he had paid $2,000 in April.
Well, how much in actual back rent does he owe? This does not, we don't do anything but strictly back rent. No additional fees or late fees or anything like that is to be added.
Yes, so that's $41.98.82.
Because it's not paid.
Is his back total as of now.
He's not paid for, he didn't pay fully for several months then.
Yeah, he hasn't paid since like November, and then he paid $2,000 in April, and then that got him to $2,068. And so with May and June, then that makes it the $41.98.82.
Okay. Then you would like to ask for a judgment of the $41.82, is that correct?
$41.98.82, yes, sir.
$41.98.82.
Yes, sir.
All right. And so I am putting that on here as a rent, as a holdover, plus back rent owed of $4,198.82. The reason for the eviction is the holdover.
Yes.
And bond is set at $1,165. And I am signing that today, June 8th. Of 2021. And bond is the $1,165.
Okay.
Okay. So that one we are finished with now. Do we have anything further this morning?
Nope, that's it.
Okay, thank you.
Awesome, thank you.
Okay. The next one I'm going to bring over Miss Sonia Wright. Sonia is representing the Bentwood Apartments. She has two cases, case number 143 and 144. Case number 143 against Dahlin Pollard and 144 against Lynette Martinez. Both defendants were served in a timely manner. Neither showed up for court today.
Okay. Miss Wright?
Yes, Your Honor.
Let's see. You have two cases. The first one that I'm looking at is Brentwood Apartments is seeking to evict Dahlin Pollard.
Yes, Your Honor.
That's and all other occupants from 5820 34th Street, apartment 250. I'm showing that Mr. Pollard did not appear this morning. And on what grounds are you seeking this eviction?
Your Honor, he has not paid rent for this is the fourth month since March, April, and May of 2021. And as of June, he has not paid rent. If I can have the full month of June, I'm asking for $2,940. If not, I have it prorated at $2,450 a day. If I can only have 3 months, it would be $2,205.
Okay.
They have reached out to him and tried to work something out, but they haven't had any luck.
Was there a CDC declaration filed in this case?
No, Your Honor. No, Your Honor, there sure was not.
There was not. Okay. I always ask about that because even though the Texas courts are not involved in that anymore, it is potentially a situation between the landlord and the tenant and a federal authority. And so, I just caution everyone on that. I'm showing a monthly rent of $735 per month. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
So 3 months rent would be the 2205. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And the
And
prorated amount per day is how much?
$24.50. And I was looking at the calendar. I believe the writ could be filed on the 16th. Is that correct?
That is correct.
So that would be $367.50 with the total.
And say that again. Say that number again.
For half of June would be $367.50. So if I add that to the 3 months, that would be $2,572.50. And that's again the prorated until the 16th.
That's correct. 2,572 and how much?
50 cents.
Cents. Okay. That is the judgment, 2,572 and 50 cents plus the court costs. And bond for appeal is set at $735. 1 month's rent. I am signing that today, June 8th. And we are finished with that one. The second case, you are seeking, Brentwood Apartments is seeking to evict Lynette Martinez, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Lynette Martinez and all other occupants from 3201 West Loop 289, apartment 54.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And Ms. Martinez has elected not to appear today. I'm showing a monthly rent of $700. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And the reason for the eviction?
She has not paid rent. Her last payment was in March. So I am looking for April and May, and again, half of June. Her rent is $23.30 a day. So to the 15th would be $350 even. So with April and May at $700, and then prorated June would equal $1,750.
Okay. $1,750 is the judgment plus the court costs. $700 is the bond for appeal. That is signed today, June 8th, 2021. And Ms. Martinez is evicted.
And there was no declaration from her either.
There was no declaration, okay.
And they have tried to, they did give them the information several times on, the programs that were provided to help and the declaration, they just have not reached out to try to do anything.
But you're not aware of one being filed, an actual declaration being filed?
No, Your Honor. And I have talked to the manager this morning,
Okay.
the manager on site.
Okay. Then I think we are finished this morning.
All right. Thank you very much. I appreciate you, Judge. Have a nice day.
You too. Bye.
We have Mr. Richard Murphy. Can you hear us okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, perfect. You're representing Sisson Acres against a Rodolfo Rodriguez.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
showing that Mr. Rodriguez was served in a timely manner and did not appear for court today.
He didn't show. Say what, ma'am?
He did not appear for court today, so I'm going to go ahead and let the judge take it from here.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Let's see. Mr. Murphy?
Yes, ma'am, Judge.
Okay, let's see. You are representing Sisson Acres,
Yes, Your Honor.
and you are seeking to, is this spelled correctly? Rodolfo? Is it Rodolfo Rodriguez you're seeking?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you, can you spell that first name for me?
R-O-D-U-F-O.
That's
R-O-D-U-F-O, sorry, Your Honor.
R-O-D-U-F-O.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Okay. I just didn't know if that was the full name or if that was cut off in some way.
That's his full first name.
Okay. And I'm showing a monthly rent of $500.
That's correct.
I'm showing that Mr. Rodriguez did not appear this morning. And on what grounds are you seeking the eviction this morning?
Do you have those statements from the owner of this company that the stuff that he had written and sent to us? All his reputation is gone and all this stuff. These little letters and blips. Do you have that?
Well, I'm looking it up right now to see if I...
He has harassed everybody in this neighborhood numerous times. He's on drugs. He's on meth. I approached him about it several occasions, and he says, I have it under control. I says, young man, I spent 24 and a half years in the Army, and I was a drug investigator, and I was a CDAC director, and that's community drug and alcohol abuse. And I says, nobody has anything under control. I said, you need to get off that stuff. Well, he controlled it for a while and everything else, and then literally got a hold of him, and he couldn't control it. And he went around to the neighborhood threatening women, pointing his finger at them like in the shape of a gun. And I mean, they are scared of him. And one of my owners of this company is a lady, Sherry White, and he has harassed her tremendously. She walks the dog on our property here, and it's a good-sized piece of property. And one of his houses on our property, and he harasses her every time she's out doing her thing. And I mean, it's bad. He's used profanity against these women. There is a automotive shop down the street from us here, and his daughter was harassed by this guy using profanity and everything else. There were statements to the police on that. Numerous statements went to the police, and this guy cannot be controlled. I've approached him on several occasions. All he did was hit my truck with his fist. And when I jumped out of the truck, he took off. I'm 85 years old, but I can handle myself pretty well and do. At any rate, he is something else. And he has all these people following him, chasing him. He has got a piece of paper here that shows a mail carrier, a fire truck, an ambulance, City of Lubbock vehicles, police cars, school buses, sand truck. I don't know what the hell this is. Tom Street Place. All these people follow him, to include helicopters and airplanes. Yeah, and he went out and bought a foghorn and drives by these houses at night and blows the horn and harasses them. I mean, it's unbelievable, Judge. It's not just the $1,100 or whatever it is he owes us. It's the harassment of our neighbors and everything else. The guy's got to go, sir.
Okay, so you are seeking the eviction on grounds of harassment and police reports, etc. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct, sir.
Okay. And are you seeking any back rent?
I'd let the back rent go. I mean, the back rent is not important to us.
Then you are asking for a $0 judgment, just the court costs?
Pardon me, sir?
You are asking for a $0 judgment, just the court costs?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Then I am putting a $0 judgment with the court costs being the only thing. Bond for appeal is set at $500. And I am signing that today, 6/8/21. Okay, then we are finished with that today. The bond is $500 for appeal, and Mr. Rodriguez is evicted.
And how long does he have to stay?
His right of appeal is 5 days, which means nothing can be done until the 6th day, which in this case would be next Tuesday.
At which time I do what?
At that point, you could file for a writ of appeal, writ of possession. And if he has not filed an appeal in that time frame, you can file for a writ of possession.
All right, Your Honor.
If he hasn't left the premises yet.
Pardon me?
If he hasn't left the premises yet by that time.
All right.
Okay.
Very well, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, next one we have, Judge, is let's do case number 147, Marty Ramsey. Marty Ramsey is evicting an Andrea Ansley. Andrea Ansley was served in a timely manner and did not appear for court today. Mr. Ramsey, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I've got you on for court today. You're evicting an Andrea Ansley. I'm showing that she
Yes.
was served in a timely manner but did not appear for court today. I'm going to let the judge take it from here.
Okay, thank you.
Good morning, Mr. Ramsey.
Good morning.
You are seeking to evict Andrea Ainsley or Ainsley Andrea. Oh, let's see, which is
Andrea Ansley.
Yeah, Andrea Ainsley. And all other occupants from 4409A 31st Street.
Correct.
That is correct. Okay. Showing that Miss Ainsley has not appeared this morning, and I'm showing a monthly rent of $700. Is that correct?
Yes.
On what grounds are you seeking the eviction this morning?
Unpaid rent?
Unpaid rent. Are you aware of any CDC declaration that has been filed?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. I only caution you on that just because Texas courts are out of the picture, but not necessarily the federal courts. And the CDC moratorium on eviction, if a CDC declaration has been filed, is still June 30th.
Okay.
So you're aware of that?
I'm aware of the moratorium. I'm, like I said, not aware of any filings.
Okay. You're not aware of any filings. Okay, good. Then I'm showing that Miss Ainsley has not appeared. And how much in back rent are you seeking?
$28.80.
That is 4 months worth of rent.
Let's see. 4 and a partial month rent.
Partial for this month.
Well, yeah.
Okay. So
Well, actually, no, it's partial for December.
okay.
She owes $80 for December. She actually paid January, and then she owes February, March, April, May, and June.
Okay.
We're seeking June.
She is still in the premises.
As far as we know.
Okay. And did she respond back to the notice that you that you gave her to leave?
I'm sorry, I don't know if you can hear me, Your Honor. My screen went blank.
Oh, well, I can still hear you.
Okay.
She did not respond.
I'm sorry, what was your question, Your Honor?
He has not responded. Did she respond back when you gave her the notice to leave?
No.
Okay. So you are asking for $2,880. Is that correct?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
$2,880 in back rent. That's back rent alone.
Yes, sir.
$136 of court costs. I'm setting the bond for appeal at $700 and signing this today, the 8th of June, 2021.
Okay.
And we are finished with that case then. Is there anything further that we need to look at this morning?
I don't believe so, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you very much then.
Thank you.
And Mr. Ramsey, before I let you go, I am going to be mailing off to you your new status hearing date.
Okay.
On that one case against Robert Zavala.
Uh-huh.
It's going to be on the 17th. It's just a status hearing, so it's only you. But I'm mailing you your Zoom information and everything. Okay, so be out. Look out for that.
Okay, so the meeting at this point is going to be the 17th?
17th, it's going to be at 9 a.m. and it's just a status hearing to see if you're going to go through. We just have to go through formalities before we can get him another eviction hearing.
Okay, is it going to be a Zoom hearing too, I'm assuming?
Yep, and it's a different Zoom info, but it's wrapped up in the letter.
Okay, sounds good. All righty, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, next one. We'll do Minix Property. We have Mary representing Minix Property Management, case number 145 against Adolfo Cuevas. And he was served in a timely manner and did not appear for court today.
Okay.
Mary, if you can just unmute yourself.
Yes. I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Yes, Mary, this is Lance Consino, and you are representing Minix Property.
Yes.
You're seeking to evict Adolfo Cuevas and all other occupants from 5406 Kemper Street, Unit B.
Yes.
And I'm showing a monthly rent of $925. Is that correct?
Yes, that is.
And on what grounds are you seeking the eviction this morning?
For rent and court fees.
Okay, and are you aware of any CDC declaration having been filed?
No.
No. Okay. The only reason I caution about that is even though the Texas courts are out of the picture on it, federal courts potentially are still in the picture. The moratorium goes until June 30th.
Okay.
Okay, and how much in back rent alone are you seeking?
It looks like they are 9, 1, 2. At $22,307.50.
And that is back rent alone.
Yes.
2,000, say that again, 2,000?
$307.50.
Right. And that is for the last 2.5 months, roughly?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. And you are counting June's rent in full?
Yes.
Okay. The judgment is for $23,0750 plus the $136 of court costs. Bond is set at 1 month's rent, $925. Bond for appeal. And I am signing that today, June 8th. Do we have anything further this morning on this case?
Nope, that is it.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, Judge, last one is Justin Wright for Mark and Aaron. Justin Wright has two cases, case number 137 and 138. He is representing the plaintiff in both of these cases. The defendants, we're going to do 138 first. Tyrone Scott was served in a timely manner, did not appear for court today. Justin, are you there?
I'm here, but I was having an issue with my volume. I apologize. Who did not appear?
Who did I say? Tyrone Scott did not appear.
Okay.
And so we're going to do that case first. Christina Wilson did appear, and so we'll do that one last.
Okay.
Okay, let's see here. Mr. Wright?
Yes, sir.
You are representing
I think these are yours.
representing Mark, is that correct?
Yes, sir. Mark and Aaron Murray.
Mark and Aaron Murray, okay. And they are seeking to evict Tyrone Scott and Destiny Cooper,
That is correct.
and other occupants from 5806 6th Street, Unit C.
Yes, sir.
I am showing a monthly rent of $650, is that correct?
Yes, sir. That's correct.
Okay. I'm showing that neither Tyrone nor Destiny have appeared this morning. And
Okay.
On what grounds are you seeking this eviction?
Well, I originally gave them 30 days notice to vacate the property, and just because we're going to remodel it. And he made it very clear to me. He called me and was threatening and said no constable or court's going to get him out. And he wasn't going to pay. And so I filed the 3 days because he was behind on his rent, and he's chosen to not vacate. And so now he's even further behind.
And the rental agreement allowed for this? Was he?
Yes, sir. So when we took that, go ahead.
Go ahead, sir.
Well, when the Murrays recently purchased that property, Tyrone Scott and Destiny have lived there for, it's my understanding, upwards of a decade, but there was no actual written agreement provided to us. But as far as the 650 is concerned, he had paid that previously to this. So he decided to quit paying when we gave them 30 days notice.
Okay. So you gave him 30 days notice based on the fact that you had no rental agreement with them.
Correct. But when he told me he wasn't going to pay and showed that he wasn't going to pay, I just went ahead and did the 3 day, which is where we are now.
Correct. And are you aware of any CDC declaration having been filed?
No, sir.
I only caution people, even though the Texas courts are out of the picture with the CDC moratorium, the federal courts are still potentially in the picture.
Yes, sir. I understand.
Okay, and so how much are you seeking then in back rent?
Well, I made an error when I filed the 71333, but I'm fine leaving it that way. There should have been an additional 250 on it, but that was my mistake. But we now have June, on top of that, which would put us at 1363.33, and then obviously the court cost.
And so the back rent alone would be how much?
1363.33.
1363.33.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and that is what you were wanting to request this morning for the judge.
Yes, sir. That is correct.
Plus the
plus the court.
Plus the court cost of $223. Yes.
Yes, sir. That is correct.
I am granting the eviction, and based on no rental agreement, essentially a holdover, and back rent of $1,363.32. Bond is set at 1 month's rent, $650. And I am signing that today, June 8th, 2021. So again, that is 1363.33.
Yes, sir.
And do we have anything further? Let's see. We have another case, don't we, this morning?
Yes, sir. We have
correct.
another case against a Christina Wilson, and I'm bringing her over to the courtroom now.
Mhm.
Christina Wilson, can you hear me? Christina Wilson, can you unmute, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I have you on the virtual courtroom with Justin Wright and Judge Lance Cancino. You're being evicted against a Justin Wright who's representing your landlords.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Mr. Wright, representing Mark and Aaron Murray, you are seeking to evict Christina Wilson and all other occupants from 5806 6th Street, Unit B. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
And showing a monthly rent of $650. Is that correct?
Yes, sir, that's correct.
And on what grounds are you seeking the eviction this morning?
The exact same scenario as our previous conversation. I gave them 30 days notice to vacate, prorated the rent. They did not pay, so I gave them 3 days notice, and here we are today.
Okay. And how much in back rent are you seeking?
Well, when we add June on, it makes $1,213.33.
You're seeking $1,213.33. Okay.
That is
Miss Wilson?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Do you have a defense this morning?
I have moved out, so I know he said he added on this month's rent, but I have moved out of the residence.
When did you move out?
It was on the 31st.
You moved out on the 31st. Everything is gone from the residence then?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Your Honor, I speak.
Yes, sir.
The Lubbock Police Department called me on Friday to that residence, sir, and her daughter and some other occupant were there, and Christina Wilson has never surrendered that property to us, sir.
It has not given you the key, and there is still
Absolutely.
Is there still furniture? Are there still possessions in the apartment or in the residence?
As of Friday afternoon is my understanding, yes, sir. Which was, clearly not the 31st.
Friday afternoon was the 4th of June. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay. Miss Wilson, do you have a response to that?
No, sir.
You are out of the residence, but you have not given the keys back, or someone else has keys.
I have the key.
What about your daughter having been in the residence on Friday?
They did, because the police department did call because she had some stuff that was outside of the residence, and she did get that last parts out. So I did have left on the 31st. So the garage thing was open. So yes, so that is accurate because the police officer called when I was at work.
Your Honor, they were called because they were squatting, and I'm not the one that called the police, but the police contacted me, and I did have to go down there. Her daughter, who is not on, which is why I've done all other occupants, was squatting in Unit A. When was asked to leave, went to Unit B without any use of force to get in. I mean, they're clearly still holding over at Unit B. And I don't know what relevance it'll have on this today, on this judgment, but again, I mean, it has not been surrendered, and there are still people there to my knowledge, like I say, as of Friday afternoon. And I've been down this road with her daughter before because they had actually broken into a property that we have down the street, the same exact thing to me.
We're suggesting that, but that's not part of what's going on right here with me. So I understand what you're saying. So, but no, sir.
Ms. Wilson,
I've now a new residence. I live at the Hunter's Way.
did your daughter live with you, Ms. Wilson?
Yeah, that second time around, yes, sir, she did. She had moved in after, as Mr. Justin was saying, she was living with another lady on an A, well, not A, and D. And then when she had left, the lady had left, and then my daughter was still living there. And then she moved back over there with me after all that stuff had happened. So that is correct.
Judge Cancino, this will be the third time. This will be the third unit that her other occupants have squatted at this property, sir. I just need to get this behind us. And irregardless of the financial, the $1,200, that's really not my primary goal. My goal is just to get possession of this property.
Yeah, you can have it, Mr. Justin. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Do not respond.
I'm sorry.
Mary. Mr. Wright, I'm sorry.
That's okay. It's just that my concern is that if I don't get this judgment today, they're still going to be holding over, sir, in that property. She has not surrendered it to us.
No, I understand. I'm just trying. The only thing that I was considering is as to whether to prorate the rent for June or not.
Well, if you would grant me possession of the property, I'm not concerned with the financial issues here. I mean, I just need to be able to have the legal right to get them removed from this property, sir.
And I agree with that. If we prorated the rent through today, then what would that amount be? What is your daily rent? Do you have a number for that?
Give me 2 seconds here, sir. Equals 21. Today is the 8th, correct? Okay. Judge Cancino, that would put it at $173.33 for June, on top of the $563.33. So that at $736.66.
All right, $736.66 will be the judgment. Eviction is granted. Bond for appeal is set at 1 month's rent, $650. And I am signing that today, June 2021.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And this eviction is complete. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, Judge, that's it.
Okay.
Judge,
Yes.
you just want to stay on the bench? We have a pretrial.
Sure.
It's just one,
Okay.
and we have both parties.
They're here. They're going to be here in the courtroom.
Yes, I'll sit in here with you.
Okay. That sounds good.
Yeah, I put the notice here, and I put the copy of the petition, and then this is the answer, but you can't see a lot of stuff.
Okay.
If you want a minute to read through it, and then I'll get them in. Let me know when you're
Okay.
ready.
We'll pick up. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, just holler at me when you're ready, and I'll let you know.
Okay. I'll just buzz you.
Okay.
And this is the buzzer,
Forget
right?
about that
I haven't
buzz.
used it in
Haven't
so
done it
long.
in a while.
That's the buzzer.
No, that's not the buzzer.
Let's see.
Let me see.
I have to make sure it's not the one that goes to the, this one over here.
Try it. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
That's not the black one. That's the alarm.
Right. It's been so long.